Let's go to Russell in Star with Kevin Miller on KIDO Talk Radio. Good morning, Russell.
Good morning, Kevin. Kevin, you know, there's a big difference between law and justice. I mean, they're miles apart and they're completely different. I mean, the law is used to try in a feeble attempt to bring about justice. That's the truth. So I was corrected in this when I was teaching English in Montenegro to prosecutors of the capital city of Montenegro on a retreat. I was naive. I didn't see the distinction between law and justice. I mean, the law is used in every totalitarian dictatorship, but it doesn't mean it's just for the population and the people. So that's what I called in last time, and I asked, how do we hold them accountable, but apart from the judicial system? And I do believe there's ways, because this gets into the spiritual way of life. It gets into the cultural, social way of life. So if there's a mandate, what is a mandate? It means the population said, spiritually speaking, we're done with this. So take, for example, LGBTQ and propagating it worldwide. Here's a declaration of judgment, which is just and true. LGBTQ and all the acronyms, it's freakishness, and it was always freakishness to all the populations of traditional countries in the world. Now, we have to get it back where our population understands its freakishness. We have mercy upon those who were caught up in it all. Somehow, we have to, it's not going to happen with the justice system. It's broken huge, and it's not going to happen with a vengeance spirit. And do you think, I'm going to ask you, Kevin, that Bannon had somewhat of a vengeance in his heart when you heard the clip?
Oh, without a doubt.
Right. That's going to hurt America terrible, to have a vengeance spirit. So the only right spirit is the...
Now, hold on. Let me interrupt. Hold on. Let me interrupt you.
Uh-huh.
And it's easier said than done. And I've always been one of the ones that go, no, we got to be nice, and we need to be nice to Nikki Haley and all these things. But when he talks about Andrew Weissman and Strzok and Page, you're talking about, you have to have the grace of Jesus Christ not to want to retaliate. And I agree with you. It's not good, but all that they've been through, we're always taught to turn the other cheek. But on the other hand, when he's naming names, I'm going, that's really powerful how he spelled that out of what was done to all of them. I mean, he just got out of jail.
Well, Kevin, let me respond to that. Very good. We should name names, and more importantly, we should name their behavior and what they did. Okay? But that behavior needs to stop. Now, the law should not come down on them unless they must stop the behavior, and they don't even have to publicly admit it or confess that they did these things. Strzok and Page and all those guys. Mueller, what he led this country through was nothing to do with justice. Okay, this guy is an atheist pagan, and those people are the ones that were running America, and there's no justice in these people. Justice comes from God. So if they continue their behavior, then the law comes down on them. But you can't, look, should we bring the law down on everyone who covered up the JFK assassination as an example, or everybody that got O.J. Simpson free?
Okay, well, hold on. Let me go deep with you for a second, Russell, here. And this is where
awesome.
We have conversations here on KIDO Talk Radio. So what was done to Kennedy, and we don't know. Those files should have been released. And what type of country do we live in where the law says you release those files and we don't follow the law? Let's go to Pennsylvania. the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, no friend of Republicans, said this is how you do things. And you have people in Pennsylvania breaking the law right now to try to get Senator Casey more votes because he lost. He's a loser. They are blatantly breaking the law. It's going on now in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, I'm glad that I'm not an elected official or in any position like that of the legitimate people of our country. I'm just a guy who sits here and shows the spiritual reality of repentance and renewal and change. And that's the justice of God in acknowledging God's ways and making them your ways. And that's what America needs to do. So I don't envy them at all, what they have to deal with. But I would guard against a vengeance spirit. It's very dangerous.
Yes, because that's where chaos happens. Russell, God bless you. Thank you for the call.